Okay, if you're a web designer or a strategist, you know that feeling, right? It's like the ground is shifting under our feet. All the old rules for getting found online, yeah, they're changing, and they're changing fast. So today, we're going to break down the new playbook for search, looking ahead to 2026. And it's this awesome three-layered strategy that goes way, way beyond just good old SEO. We're talking AEO and GEO.
You know, this quote, it just hits the nail on the head. For what feels like forever, the game was so simple, right? Just get the click. But here's the thing. Search engines, they've quietly morphed into answer engines. And that one little shift, oh man, it changes everything about how we need to think about building and designing our websites.
All right, so here's the game plan. First, we're going to get a handle on how search has totally changed. Then, we'll dive into the three layers of this new strategy. SEO, which is kind of the new baseline, AEO, which is all about winning that immediate answer, and GEO, the big one, earning the trust of AI. And then we'll wrap it all up and see how it all weaves together into one killer plan. Ready? Let's do this. Okay, let's kick things off with the new landscape. The whole game, it's not about driving clicks from a boring list of links anymore. No. Now it's about becoming a source of truth, a source that machines can actually trust and, here's the key, cite.
And this right here, this slide just perfectly sums up that massive shift. The old goal was so straightforward. Get your little blue link to the top of Google and hope for a click. But the new prize, it's something else entirely. It's about being the source and AI picks and quotes directly in its answer. We've literally gone from fighting for eyeballs to fighting for authority.
And this new reality, it actually has a name. It's called the zero-click world. And you've totally experienced this. You know, you search for something, the weather, a quick definition, whatever, and you get the answer right there on the results page. You don't even have to click on anything. And for website owners, well, that's a huge, huge visibility problem.
So that's the big question, isn't it? If people aren't clicking anymore, how in the world do you stay relevant? How do you make sure all that great knowledge on your site actually gets seen? Well, that's exactly what we're here to figure out.
Okay, the answer starts with a really strong foundation. And let's just get this out of the way right now. SEO is not dead. Not at all. But it has kind of been demoted. It's not the whole strategy anymore. Think of it as the essential, absolutely non-negotiable first layer of the cake.
And these are the basics you've absolutely got to nail. We're talking things like super fast loading pages, your core web vitals, clean technical code, and this is a big one. Proving your expertise with topic clusters. That's what signals to AI that, hey, you really know your stuff in this area. Honestly, just think of this as the price of admission. If your SEO isn't solid, forget about the other strategies. They just won't work.
All right, foundation's in place. Now let's build the next layer on top of it. This is where we start fighting back against that zero-click world. It's called Answer Engine Optimization, or AEO for short, and it's all about one thing. Strategically winning those direct answer boxes that you see everywhere at the top of the search results.
So, what is AEO? Well, put simply, it's the art of tweaking your content so it's the perfect, bite-sized answer that a search engine can just grab and feature. We're talking about that golden ticket, the featured snippet right at the top, what a lot of people call position zero, and also getting your stuff into those people also ask boxes.
And what's so cool about this is how practical it is. Winning these spots isn't some kind of black magic, it's all about structure. It's so simple, really. You literally just use a question as your heading. Right below it, you write a super concise 40 to 60 word answer. Then, behind the scenes, you use what's called schema markup, which is basically just code that labels your content to wave a flag at the search engine and say, hey, over here, this is the answer to that question.
And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle. And this is the really futuristic part. GEO, or Generative Engine Optimization. This is where we level up. We're thinking beyond just Google's little answer boxes, and we start prepping our content to be used by the big AI models themselves.
Now, with GEO, the goal is different. It's not about getting a click right now or even winning a snippet. This is the long game. The goal here is for your website's data to become a trusted, fundamental part of an AI's brain, basically. So when it spits out some complex answer, it points back and cites your brand as the source. I mean, talk about the ultimate play for long-term authority. This is it.
So how do you do it? How do you earn an AI's trust? Well, it's looking for really clear signals of credibility. Stuff like showing who the author is and proving why they're an expert. This is all part of what we call EEAT. That's experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. The AI also wants to see clear dates. When was this published?
When was it updated? And maybe most important of all, it's hunting for fact-rich, verifiable content that has clear sources. You can't just make vague claims anymore. That just won't cut.
All right, so we've got our three big acronyms, SEO, AEO, and GEO. Let's put all the pieces together now and see how they click into place to form one single, really powerful strategy.
So it all starts with that foundation, right? SEO. Your job here is to build those solid, authoritative pages with one clear goal, to rank in the good old-fashioned blue link results. This is your bedrock. Can't build without it.
Then you add the next layer, AEO. On top of those pages that are already ranking well, you strategically format certain sections to be perfect little direct answers. The goal? To get them snatched up and extracted by search engines for those featured snippets and answer boxes.
And finally, you infuse the whole thing with GEO. You build out that deep, trustworthy knowledge, all with the ultimate goal of being cited by an AI as an authority. So you see the flow? You rank, then you get extracted, then you get cited. Rank, extract, cite. Each layer just builds right on top of the last one.
And this table just lays it all out perfectly. Check out the differences in how you measure success. With SEO, you're looking at traffic click-through rates. Simple enough. With AEO, you're counting how many snippets you win, how many impressions you get. But with GSEO, the metric is totally different. It's about citation frequency, about brand mentions, and that right there shows you why you need different types of content for each job. You know, blogs for SEO, FAQs for AEO, and those really deep research guides for GSEO.
So what's the action plan? Here's your checklist. For your SEO foundation, keep it strong. Do weekly checks on your core web vitals and internal linking. For the AEO layer, start formatting your content into those question-answer blocks and use that schema markup. And for the GAO trust layer, go all in on showcasing your author's expertise and make sure every single claim you make is backed up with proof.
I love this quote because it really gets to the heart of what we are now as web professionals. Our job, it's not just about making things pretty anymore. We are now information architects. We're the ones who have to translate all this human knowledge into a structure that machines, that AI, can understand, can trust, and can actually use. And that really leaves us with one final and I think crucial question to ask yourself about your own work. Are you still just building websites to be seen in a list of links? Or are you building a deep well of knowledge that is ready to be cited as an authority in this new AI-driven world? Because really, the answer to that question is going to define who wins and who gets left behind.